tuning in. 1-877-DOC-DALI, 1-877-DOC-DALI. Big thanks to Genesis Communications Network for making the show happen. Big thanks to Daniel who's working the dials. And big thanks to you all for tuning in. We really do appreciate it. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Dr. Dahlia and on Facebook, The Dr. Dahlia Show. All right, so things are going to get serious here now. We've talked about trafficking and sex slaves and how, girls, women, boys are being sold as slaves. Apparently, the U.S. State Department says 600 to 800,000 people are trafficked across international borders every year, 80% female, and half are children. And the average age a teen enters the sex trade in the U.S. is 12 to 14 years old. And many victims are girls who were either abducted or run away, sexually abused as children. And so I have some more startling facts. Barely, 15,000 people are trafficked into the U.S. each year. And now it is the third largest international crime industry. So what are we doing about it? Well, I have one person that is joining us now. She and her team with Shiro Foundation is putting on a gala. She does so much, and she's going to talk about it in a minute, to help raise money. I've been asked to MC the event with Maria Silva, and I'm very excited about that. But I am so honored to have Kimberly Miles with us, founder of the Shiro Foundation. Kimberly, thank you for joining us.
Oh, my God, Dahlia, thank you so much for having me. Good morning.
No, I mean, bless you. So, how did you get involved in such a phenomenal cause?
Well, I'm a survivor, and I made a commitment after a startling event that woke me up. And so I'm honoring my commitment that I made since I got out of it and created a magnificent life for myself. I am a victress, so yes. I keeping and honoring my commitment to others to get out of their darkness, which I experienced, and lead them through the light, and to have support.
To overcome something like this. I mean, most of us women have had some degree of, harassment or assault or rape, but this to me is one of the most severe forms of the type of victimization that, many of us go through. And here you are, a victress, like you said, a survivor. What helped you? How did you get through?
Well, it was a change in my mind, quite frankly. Knowing that there was many more than me, I felt very alone for a long time. But after an incident that really kind of sparked my awareness to the next level, that I had to save myself or remain unsaved. And realizing what a large energy that I had, that I could use it for a gift to help others. So Shiro was founded as a resource for victims of sex trafficking, clearly. What we're doing at the Be a Shiro Foundation and what it stands for is boldly elevating awareness, supporting humanity, equality, rights, and oneness, is hosting this annual gala that creates awareness and crucial funding for our victims. So it takes a lot of money to push back against those that are running at a very large level, united across the globe to keep their victims active for their well-being and a profit and for excitement at their whim and entertainment. So it's a big energy, and so why we do this at the gala, and we're so grateful for having you speak about it, Dahlia.
Oh my God! Please, I mean, what you guys are doing, I wish I could do more. Wow.
Wow. Well, with all the health issues you talk about, that mental health is key. So yes. When you face these traumatic situations and all the numbers that you're saying, to be able to evolve past the trauma and heal yourself elevates on so many different levels. And one of it's about speaking about it and ridding yourself of shame and guilt. So that's the opportunity that's happening at the World Market Center. We have people coming together that are like-minded, that know each other, have either experienced it themselves.
We're talking to Kimberly Miles, founder of the Shiro Foundation. So, Kim, walk us through where does Where do these victims, first, when these victims get rescued, where do they go? And then how do they meet with your foundation to get help? Walk us through how that works.
Yeah. Well, they can come through the Rape Crisis Center. They can come through Living Grace, where, hi, I get pregnant, I'm a victim, and I need somewhere to live, and there's no way I can perform acts once I get to a certain level in my pregnancy. So I kind of am a throwaway for a few months, and I end up in a home that supports. So we're referred by other organizations who support this population. Once we get referred, we're the bridge. For example, I have nowhere to stay on Friday night, July 4th, because all the beds are full. So Living Grace or Rape Crisis Center or Safe Nest will reach out to us and say, hey, do you have any funding to put somebody up, in a bed and breakfast or, a bridge for somewhere to stay for the weekend? We have a fund for that. When we go to the next level using, I've been through the program. I have successfully gotten through it now. Now I have to be sustainable and viable, get back to the community, and the next levels of my getting back into society as a performer. That's where we get involved. Everybody involved with the Shiro Foundation is 100% volunteer. We pay no salaries whatsoever, no fee for staff.
Yeah.
We have all had some type of experience. So we show by our actions and experience how we make money today in an honest living without looking over our shoulder or feeling that we have to sell our bodies for money. So we teach them more than just being a burger flipper. We even help nonprofit organizations who don't know how to run a business. I personally am an experienced business owner. So before,
yes, no, yeah, Kimberly. I mean,
it's a huge piece. So you have to show it. You can't tell it. You have to do it.
Exactly, and it's very inspiring.
Not talk about it.
We're talking to Kimberly Miles from the Shiro Foundation. It is inspiring that, what you've had to overcome. And here you are. You're a very successful business owner. You're an icon in the community where I live. Our neck of the woods, for those of you out there, is Southern Nevada. We're from Las Vegas, Nevada. But, I mean, this is getting national attention, what you're doing. Do you foresee the Shiro Foundation being more, going more national and global? Are you getting support from other parts of the country?
Quite frankly, my company is already national. So when you're in the human resource business, you're finding situations of people who are employed that are being enslaved. Now, we focus on girls under the age of 25 who've been exploited, and it happens on all different levels. You'd be surprised. There was one national news that hit in Silicon Valley that were women between the ages of 25 and 40 who had went through a divorce and were now being prostituted out to their clients. That's a fact. You can find that on the internet, looking it up under the news. There's all kinds of things being revealed now. But because of our challenge here in Las Vegas with the average age of 13-year-olds being prostituted, now, you gave some numbers for girls especially we're focused on, but I'll tell you these boys that are born into it as well have an opportunity. So 1 in 8 boys, but that's, even higher than what your results were because it doesn't get reported for the boys high as the girls because they don't want to admit. That's why it's so important to attend the gala at the World Market Center. The best way to get a hold of us is sherofoundation.org. You can get tickets, you can make a donation, you can be a sponsor. Again, us being a resource for victims of sex trafficking is getting the awareness on how to avoid it. So we have so many donators that are coming to train us, Dahlia.
Yes.
They're providing music and performance that explains real life stories.
But, Kimberly, you bring up also the education. We got young girls who are about to be trafficked. This is something that could even expand to the schools later. I mean, this is that, especially runaways. They say, the 3 largest areas in the nation are Los Angeles, San Francisco, and San Diego. And,